The institute name is Srimati M.D. Patel Institute of Physical Science and Research, Anand. My name is Dr. Rajiv Gupta. I am teaching the course BSc in Chemistry. The semester is 5th semester. The subject is Analytical Chemistry. Its subject code is US05CCHE24. The unit number is 2, which is chromatography first. In this lecture, I am going to talk on thin layer chromatography and its experimental details. This is the fourth part of this TLC lecture. So, this is the experimental of this thin layer chromatography technique, where we first develop a developing container where the actual experiments runs. In step 2 we prepare TLC plates. In step 3 we make spots on these TLC plates. Then we do development or separation of these plates inside these developing container or developing chamber. Then at last, when the experiment completed, then we visualize our sample component spot on these TLC plates. So these things we have seen in previous lectures, that how we prepare our developing container using various volatile solvents, then how we make origin line and put sample spot over it using capillaries or micropipettes, and the solutions of samples, dilute solutions of samples which are prepared into any organic solvents. So these things we have seen, and last one is visualizing these spots. So these things we have seen in previous lecture. Now come to this point, general review of preparation of materials. So here some points are shown that we do not do any error, human error, during the experiment. So first, the where we do the error, that is spotting of samples. So sufficient amount of samples should be spotted over TLC plates. So how we measure or how we observe that the sufficient amount of sample is spotted over TLC plate if that sample is colorless in nature. So in this case we use generally ultraviolet lamps, and we put our sample spot over TLC plate and dry this spot and put it inside this ultraviolet lamp, and see the purple spot on a background of green should be clearly visible. If this spot is not visible, or if it is faint, so maybe there in this spot very less amount of sample is present, so we apply more sample on the same spot, on the same place. In chromatograms development, 150 ml beaker or jar containing developing solvents are used. Generally 100 to 150 ml beaker or jar will be used as developing chamber. The beaker is covered with a small watch glass, so it disconnects from outer atmosphere or environment during experiment. And also we have to make the inner environment of this developing chamber saturated with that mobile phase or solvent. A wick made from a folded strip of filter paper is used to keep the atmosphere in the beaker saturated with the solvent vapors. Now the general review of preparation of materials. When the plates are removed from the developing solvent, these plates are TLC plates. When the development is completed, the position of the solvent front is marked immediately, because that solvent will vaporize after some time. The solvent is allowed to evaporate. Then the position of the spots are determined by placing the plates under a short wavelength UV length. When we use this technique, when our sample components are colorless, then we have to put these uh, TLC plates inside this ultraviolet lamp which have shorter wavelengths. The used silica gel over TLC plates generally contains inorganic phosphor compound which fluoresces green in the UV light. Where there are compounds on the plates or sample components on the plates, the fluorescence is quenched and a dark purple spot appears. That dark purple spots show the positions of that sample components or compounds. Now these are the developing techniques inside the chambers. There are three types of techniques could be used in TLC: ascending development, descending development, and horizontal development. So these are the various developing chambers or containers. We can see that cubic shape, cylindrical shape, and with different sizes. Uh, Depending on our TLC plate size, TLC strip size, the used container or developing chamber could be small size or big size. So here various types of various shape and size containing developing chambers are shown in this image. Now see the developing chamber, a block diagram where we can see this is developing chamber which is covered by a lid over it that disconnects the inside uh, atmosphere from this outside surroundings. Now the solvent is placed inside the developing chamber which is situated at bottom, and it is in contact with this TLC plate. This is the TLC plate which is put as a somewhat inclined as a vertical position. From this solvent system, the solvent runs from down to upside due to capillary action. So here it is shown, this is mobile phase which is running over this stationary phase which is coated over this glass plate or plastic sheet. So mobile phase is running with sample components over this stationary phase. So what we are seeing here, if this complete chamber is saturated with these solvent vapors, then there will be a equilibrium between running mobile phase in liquid state and these sample these solvent vapors in this gas phase. So here we can see a equilibrium. When this complete chamber is saturated with this solvent vapor, we can see here a equilibrium between vapor phase of solvent and liquid state of this solvent. So these are in equilibrium, and maintaining this equilibrium, these are moving upside. The solvent molecules are moving upside. And what is happening on this top side where these solvent molecules or solvent is not reached, mobile phase is not reached, here the sample vapors, the solvent vapors are adsorbed on these stationary phase, are being absorbed on these stationary phase. This is the solvent front. Suppose if the experiment is completed, so just completed, then we will see this type of condition where we can see here equilibrium, and here the solvent vapors are being adsorbed on this stationary phase. So see, this is the schematic representation of exchange process between the gas space, the solvent, and system reservoir. This is the system reservoir and the TLC plate before and during development. Now the vertical development, here this is vertical development is shown, and various parts of this development is shown where we can observe equilibrium between stationary phase and gaseous mobile phase. This is the vertical development where the solvent is going in upward direction on this TLC plate due to capillary action. So suppose this complete developing chamber is saturated with these solvent vapors, then we can see here an equilibrium between solvent in liquid and solvent in vapor phase, this equilibrium. Also we observe a second equilibrium which we observe here, this equilibrium. Here the solvent molecules in vapor state and sample molecules on liquid state over stationary phase will also be in equilibrium. Also the second point, the solvent vapor is adsorbed on the layer. Here the solvent vapor is adsorbed on the layer. So this is the, if we imagine that the developing chamber is not saturated, suppose the developing chamber is not saturated, then what we will see that the vapors will be adsorbed on this stationary phase, and suppose if the mobile phase is reached at this site, at this position, then the mobile phase solvent molecules will vaporize from this liquid state to vapor state. So here we will see not equilibrium, we will not observe equilibrium on this position when the solvent is not saturated inside the, or the inner environment of the chamber is not saturated completely by the solvent vapors. So this is a diagram, a graph is shown for the migration distance of solvent during development. This migration distance means the solvent is migrating faster or slower over stationary phase. That actually depends on the saturation of this development chamber. So at x-axis we can see analysis time or development time of this TLC plate, and this y-axis shows migration distance or solvent front in this TLC plate. So if the chamber is non-saturated, if the chamber is non-saturated with sample with solvent vapors, then what we see that at the same time period, at the same analysis time period, actual experiment period, when the solvent starts running from the starting line, the travel distance of this mobile phase will be lesser than compared to that condition when the chamber is completely saturated with solvent or mobile phase. So see, we can observe this graph that at same time period, at same analysis time period, the traveled distance of mobile phase is, or migration distance is lesser for saturated, for non-saturated chamber than pre-saturated chamber. So in these TLC experiments, generally we use, or we apply these we prefer these pre-saturated chambers, because in this case the migration distance of the mobile phase is higher compared to non-saturated chamber, or we can say that in case of pre-saturated chambers or developing chambers, the speed of flow of mobile phase over stationary bed is faster. So it gives a faster separation with lesser time. Also a good separation. Here horizontal development process is shown, here assembly is shown, on which a TLC plate is put over this side, which is shown here at number 1. Generally these horizontal developments are used for HPTLC plates, high performance thin layer chromatography plates. This layer is facing down, means the upper portion of this plate, which is shown here as number 1, upper portion is glass slide and the below portion is coated high surface material. Now the second point is glass plate for sandwich configuration. Now this second slide is also put below that first one. So it provides a type of sandwich model where this stationary phase is in between these two slides, these two glass plates. Now the third is reservoir of development solvent. This is the third which is a reservoir of that organic volatile solvent. Fourth is glass strip. Fifth number is cover plate, which covers this whole assembly. So the whole atmosphere inside the this chamber is closed type from the outer surroundings. And sixth number is conditioning of tray. So this is the development technique of in case of when we do horizontal. Here this plate, TLC plate, has been situated, has been put as a horizontal, which is parallel to earth's surface. Now here no effect of gravity during migration of our mobile phase. In case of vertical development, there is a effect of gravity where it pulls down the moving mobile phase. So the separation takes more time, but in case of horizontal development, the effect of gravity neglected, and migration speed is constant and fast during this development, and we get better resolutions. So this is the horizontal development technique. Now these are the development of thin layer chromatograms. One dimensional development, generally one dimensional development is highly used where only single run or single development will be used to separate all the components present in our sample. This is a one type of vertical. Here vertical can be used horizontal, that is one directional, horizontal on opposite direction, circular or anti-circular. If our TLC plate is a circular type, then we can apply the sample on the center point of the TLC plate, and the sample components and mobile phase flows circularly towards the edge of this round shape plate. So this method could also be applied. Also we use multiple developments, separate runs over the same migration distance. In multiple developments we have to apply more than one samples. Here separate runs over the same migration distance, stepwise increasing and stepwise decreasing. Two types methods could be applied for multiple developments. Automated multiple development, stepwise with solvent gradient. So now see, whatever we have seen earlier in this lecture, these all are one dimensional development. It is also one dimensional development with multiple samples. But now we see two dimensional development. So this type of technique, this type of process has been applied for that samples which have components which have very close properties, very related properties, so that components could not be separated in a single run. So we have to do this experiment second time, that is called second run. So that second run is called combinedly called that two dimensional development of TLC plate. First we run first we run sample component in first experiment, then we turn that TLC plate 90 degree, and then we run second experiment. So we get two dimensional development over TLC plates. So these two dimension developments can be done using one solvent system or by using two solvent systems, or here SRS separations could also be done. So first we see one dimensional development. Whatever we have seen in these 3-4 lectures of TLC, there only one dimensional development we are considering. Most of the thin layer chromatograms are produced in one dimension, and in fact even today it is very difficult to obtain quantitative results from plates developed in more than one dimensions. If we do the experiment more than one dimensional, means two dimensional, then we don't get better quantitative results. So generally one dimensional chromatography or one dimensional TLC will be applied. But if there are some type of specific components are present in our sample which have very similar properties for the same solvent, then we have to change that solvent, and then we run a second run in other direction, in second direction, then we get two dimensional chromatogram. So here only one dimensional is shown. This is stepwise ascending for multiple components, stepwise descending for multiple components, or this is the vertical ascending development for only single component. It is horizontal development, and it is anti-parallel development where more than one sample could be applied either both side of the TLC plate, and we can see development from both sides. Now see the two-dimensional development. More complete separation of sample components can be achieved by two-dimensional development. In this process the plate is developed normally, and following complete drying it is turned 90 degree and the development of the plate is continued. This second development is performed using a different mobile phase. Okay, so mobile phase will be changed. If we use the same mobile phase, then we don't get a proper two-dimensional or second run development. So what is happening here? Suppose in one-dimensional development many components present in sample are separated, but there is a possibility that in a sample component spot which is obtained by after development, that may contain more than one components at same place. Means two components or three components are not separated in this first run. So we have to run a second run. We have to do a second run by turning this TLC plate by 90 degree and using a different mobile phase, that mobile phase which is suitable for separation of that two component or three component mixture which is obtained by first run. Okay, so here the schematic diagram is shown for 2D or two-dimensional TLC, where a first run is done in first TLC experiment. Then this TLC plate will be turned by 90 degree, and here a second run will be done in this direction. So the separated components on this first run, suppose we get 1, 2, 3 spots in this first run, then suppose this second spot contains more than one compounds, so we have to run this second run, and these two components or three components which are present in this single spot will be separated in this direction. So it is overall a two-dimensional TLC. Here we can see that it is first run where we get these different spots, then we turn this slide and we run this second run. This is the first run, this second run. Also we can see in this chromatogram, this is eluent 1 where various components are separated and marked. Then we turn this 90 degree and run the second experiment, second run, using different mobile phase or different solvent mixture, and we get various spots again in this second direction. So it is over a two dimensional uh, TLC. In above figure, position of the urine, these are the some example is shown for a particular sample. Now the applications of TLC. It is used for separation of all classes of natural products. Whatever natural products we obtain from nature, from plants or animals, that natural products can easily be separated using this TLC technique. Also, many organic compounds which has been synthesized in laboratories could also be identified using TLC. So it is a very good analytical tool in modern pharmacopoeia. Acids, alcohols, glycos, alkaloids, amines, macromolecules like amino acids, proteins, peptides, and antibiotics, these could be analyzed or separated using TLC. These could be analyzed for checking the purity of sample, means our sample is pure or impure, and what type of impurity is present in this sample we can analyze using TLC, or can be used as a purification process of a mixture. Also we can examine of reaction. See, in our chemistry lab when we do any preparation, then these organic preparations takes long time, suppose 2 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours, or could be more than 1 or 2 days. Then during that period, at a fixed time interval, we take a small amount of reaction mixture from that reaction reaction mixture, and we do its TLC, and we find out that our product is forming or not forming. If our product is forming and reactant is consuming, that it will be clear, it will be identified by TLC. So it is also used for identifying organic compounds. It is extensively used as an identification test or test of purity, as a check on process, checking of distillation fractions. If we doing distillation or purification in our laboratory, then distilled fractions could be analyzed, means some purity impurity of uh, other component is present or not, that we can easily find out using TLC. These TLC separations of inorganic ions could be applied for separation of inorganic ions, used for separating cationic, anionic, purely covalent species, and also some organic derivatives of the metals. So for the separation of these type of cationic, anionic species, TLC technique could be used. Separation of amino acids, two-dimensional thin layer chromatography. Generally, the amino acid separations has been done using two-dimensional TLCs, separation of vitamins, vitamin E, vitamin D3, vitamin A. So mixture of these vitamins could be separated using TLC very easily, and also application of TLC in quantitative analysis. So we can also quantify the components, their percentage present in our sample. So this is all thing about thin layer chromatography. Thank you for listening the lecture.